All right, we are live on Blackout Coalition. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen and let's see, can you see me? All right, there we go. All right, good afternoon, everybody. This is Rashida Roberts with Target Financial, and I have Marcus here, and he is going to be talking to us today about setting up your stock portfolio. So it's good to see everyone out there. We hope you're doing great. I am Rashida Roberts with Target Financial, a financial coach, and also I help my clients to ditch debt and to try to get to building wealth. So I'm not the building wealth expert. That's why we have Marcus here to help us start building wealth. But I help people ditch debt and try to live a better financial lifestyle. And so I'm going to let Marcus introduce himself.
All right, what's going on? Yeah, so Marcus Doss, 33 years old. For a couple more weeks, I'll be 34, July 25th. I started to get into stocks in 2000 and what was it, 17. But and it's definitely something that I want everyone to take a peek at. I was born in St. Louis, Missouri. I lived in Memphis. I lived in Southern Cali. I lived around the Bay Area. I lived in Nashville. Kind of split, right? My mother, uh, we grew up in mostly city, the poor neighborhood. My father suburbs. So I had like two different lifestyles growing up. We dealt with the poverty on one hand. On the other hand, I had everything that I needed, some things that I wanted, right? But when I became an adult, uh, it was back to the city and really just it was a hard time. No financial literacy, didn't know much about credit. I remember asking when I was 18, like, how do I build up credit? I need credit, and I didn't really get any answers that I needed. So, and a lot of those conversations are taboo. Like we don't grow up talking about this stuff. It took me a while to kind of start learning more and more. So when I was about 24, I applied at General Motors and I ended up getting that job. And I started making, a higher pay than I've ever made. So as I'm getting more money, I'm asking like, what do I do with this extra money? Like I don't know. I'm just spending it, just blowing it every week. I'm getting paid weekly, which is something that was new to me. I was getting bi-weekly every job I ever had before that. And then about age 27, I think I was, or 26 or 27, I got a huge promotion. I started making triple what I was making, right? I don't know what to do with all of this. I am blowing thousands of dollars every week, no lie. And so I'm like, I'm living the fast life. I'm like, settle down, settle down, settle down. I need to do something, need to do something. I try to read about investing. It just blows my mind. I give up. I have no one to turn to, no one in my family uh, that I knew of or that in my immediate, like, real close that I can reach out and touch, extended family, of course, maybe. So I just kept on it. And then finally one year I was talking to a childhood friend of mine. He was like, you know about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. I was just like, I saw Bitcoin in this movie called Dope, but I don't get it. I don't know much about it. So he kind of ran it down for me. And so I got into cryptocurrency in the summer of 2017. And that was, for any of you that got into it at that time, that was right before Bitcoin hit an all-time high of 20,000 in the end of 17, the beginning of 18. So I rode that wave right there. And I was excited after that. I'm like, okay, our money's making us money now. Like, this is dope. Our money is making us money. That's the way to go. We're not working hard for it. So 2018, it was a bubble, as they call it. Cryptocurrency started going down, blah, blah, blah. So I sold. Now I'm sitting here with some extra money. And I'm like, okay, now what do I do with it? Like, I still don't have anybody around me, like, telling me what to do with my money. And so I just got into the stock market just from Googling, YouTubing, looking up whatever I can look up, reading whatever book I could read. So then I take that money from crypto and I go to the stock market, learning the hard way because no one's guiding me. I'm making trades, just jumping in like it's a video game. I'm losing money, making money, up and down. It's a cycle, okay? So it took me, it's what is it, 2021 now? And in those 4 years since the summer of 17, like I've learned a lot, but I still have so much more to learn. Like it is a very intricate, complex space. And you need to have someone kind of holding your hand and walking you through and teaching you these things. But the very basics, you can grab from YouTube. However, anyone I encounter, I try to teach them the very basics. And the very, very basic thing you can do is show someone how to set up a portfolio. Because some people, believe it or not, and it's okay, some people do not even know where to go to buy stocks. They think that you can go on to Nike.com and go to the bottom of their careers and buy a share of Nike. You can't do that. You have to go to a platform, a brokerage firm, a trading platform, and there are many of them you can choose from. Some of them, more brokerage firms now are allowing commission-free trading, whereas like a few years ago, you had to pay a commission fee for every order that you got executed. For every time you bought a stock, every time you sold, you had to pay a fee. But more and more platforms now are allowing you to do zero commission. So that's a great thing.
Yeah, that was great. Look, now, because I know we've been talking and, all of that blowing money, we're always talking about, for me, I'm always talking about building wealth and building generational wealth and family wealth. But, a lot of people, and that's why I say, a lot of people, they blow a lot of money, but where are we stacking our money? How are we compounding it? So I think this conversation, or actually this training, y'all, is going to be great. So definitely go ahead, and if you have an extra device or a computer or whatever, you can follow along. And this also bookmark this episode as well, because Mark is going to actually show you with his screen going straight down. So we thank you for being here, King, and we appreciate it because our people need to know about this. As much as we spend in Nike shoes and Jordans and all of that, hey, we need to be investing at the same rate. It's nothing wrong with being fly and having that, but you need to have your stuff in check. And so this is a first way, an easy way. Actually, I feel like it's an easier way to start compounding your interest and getting involved. Getting up there with other millionaires and billionaires who have made their money this way. And so, So really quick here, we're going to get prepped and I'm going to show you guys a quick video and we're going to start right after that. Here we go. Hey, it's your favorite educator, Rashida Roberts here at the Cash Flow Convo, brought to you by Target-Financial.com, where we're talking about how to increase your cash flow and the crucial cash flow conversations about everyday finances with real people and real results. I hope everyone is doing well out there. Thanks for stopping by to get a dose of money motivation. Catch us every Thursday on your favorite podcast program. And don't forget to crush the like button, hit the keys, and leave us a comment. Tell us where you're from and share this episode with family and friends. Actually, go get your favorite drink and snacks right now and talk about this episode and start a combo of your own. Look, go to thecashflowcombo.com to check out more of our resources and to be a guest on our show. We want to hear real stories, real questions, and real results from everyday folks and even some of our experts. Now, let's dive into the Cash Flow Combo, where we target your mind and your money. All right, it is on you, Marcus. So y'all get ready because I'm taking notes too.
All right, you see that?
Yes.
Okay, great. All right, so there are, like I said, many brokerage firms you can choose from: Charles Schwab, Fidelity, TD Ameritrade, E-Trade, Alley. I know most people have heard of Robinhood. It is the easiest platform to use. Not the most, to some people, it's not the most trustworthy, and it takes a while to get your money to and from that platform to your bank account. That's one of the pitfalls. But other than that, super easy to use. A great beginner's platform to use. I personally use E-Trade. Um, and so I just, it's pretty much the same setup in most of these brokerages that you're going to visit. So we'll just go through it real quick. When you come here, or to anyone, you want to go to account types. All right, there are many account types, but you're clicking on brokerage. That's the one you want to use. All right, that's what you want to start. This is how you start in your portfolio. All right, so you open an account, individual account. You'll see joint account if you and a partner want to, and custodial account. This is for your kids. All right, I have 4 daughters, so all 4 of my daughters have a custodial account. You can do that later on after you get your feet wet and you open up your account. So we're going to do an individual account. You will create a user ID. I'm sorry, you're not existing customer, so you click no. The user ID you create at the end of it. There's a lot of personal information. That's basically what it is with when you're setting up your account. You're entering all your personal information, your address, your job, where you work, and to some people that's off-putting. But remember, all of this stuff is watched over by the government. You can't be some big-time dope dealer thinking you can just start an account and wash your money, and you know what I mean, in the stock market. You can't do that. All right, so that's why they're going to ask you a lot of personal information, where you work, your job's address, etc. So I'm just going to skim through this and just type some stuff. Like I said, it's going to ask you for an address. It's going to ask your date of birth, social security number. I hope that's no one's actual social security number. That's your occupation, whatever you do, put that in there. Your employer's name, address for your employer. Then it asks, what's the investment objective of this account? So, you can click this icons, information icon, to kind of go through what all these mean. For most people, it's going to be growth. Some people, it'll be income. Some people, when you get more advanced, you want to supplement your income, because who doesn't want to quit their job, right? But you can go through the information icon and just read through what each of these mean. Right now, we're going to put growth. And select your annual income, your net worth. If you have any liquid net worth is pretty much like 401k, anything that isn't a hard asset. Hard assets are like if you own a laundromat or you own real estate, things of that nature. Total net worth of your liquid hard. Investment experience, none, limited, good, excellent. We're going to select none. Marital status, whatever you are. Number dependents, however many you have. Now down here, margin trading and options trading, this is a little intermediate. You do not need to do margin trading. All right, that's basically borrowing money to trade with. You lose that, and you got to cover that. You got to cover your losses. So don't even worry about margin trading. Options trading, like I said, is for like the next level. Options trading is it's a way to make a quick buck, and it's a way to lose a quick buck. So We're not going to check these. After you get your feet wet, you can come back to options trading, but this is where you would add it right here. You're going to answer these questions. You're going to read these questions, and you're going to answer them accordingly. Where will assets to this fund account come from? You can say employment, or you won the lottery, or whatever it is, unemployment, child support, wherever you're getting your money from. That's where you're going to put that information right there. What is the purpose and expected use of this account? Again, whatever you want for this. Learning how to invest, investing for college for minor, active day trading, swing trading, investing for retirement, whatever you want to do, whatever you want to put, whatever your purpose is. So we're going to put learning how to invest. Your investing cash management option. I'm not going to go through this in detail, but you can go to compare options, and it will break down what each of these mean for the cash balance program or this extended insurance sweep deposit account. So we don't have time to really go through that, but read up on it, or you can just like ask me in a separate message. All right, but we're going to leave it at that for now. You're going to read through all this, the agreement, disclosures, and terms. Check. Continue. Now this is where you create your user ID. So, and this is pretty much the end of it. Once you create your user ID, whatever you want to put, then you're going to submit it. Once you submit it, they're going to review all the information that you put in, and then you're going to get a confirmation to your email address, and then it's going to ask you to add funds and all of that. And that's, when you get that email, then you can go inside of E-Trade once everything's been approved and looked over. You log in with your user ID, with your password, and then you can link your bank account, and you're going to be able to buy whatever shares of stock you want to buy. And that can be a whole separate Zoom or however we want to do it, where we can show you exactly how to go in and search and type in a stock, type in a company, and how to purchase an order. But for right now, this is how you set up a portfolio. Sheeta?
All right, good. I mean, that's simple, easy, guys. I actually do have an account with E-Trade. There's nothing in there because I don't play around with that one too much. I will play around with my Robinhood account, and I actually did pretty good over the last year because I actually bought AMC before all of this AMC.
Oh, you got it good.
Yeah, but I didn't. I was just playing around with it. So I only got 10 shares, but 10 shares at $4.50.
Yeah.
It's now, basically almost $60 a share. So I'm doing okay. And then I bought like an electric company that's local here in Houston because I figured once the world opens back up, the electricity will go up. They did a reverse stock split.
Mm-hmm.
And I was ticked off at that because I had like 60 shares. I had like 60 shares, and then they did a reverse stock split. And so now I have like 6 shares. I'm like, y'all suck. But at the same time, like the whole portfolio is about $200 that I spent. And now I'm at over $1,000. So
yeah, that's growth.
And because I've held it for at least over a year, I don't have to worry about, the income capital gains tax. It'll be long term, so it'll be taxed at a lower rate when I'm gonna pull it out just so I can reinvest and play around with some other stuff. I want to do a little swing trading.
Yeah.
So, but I didn't lose money, so that's the best part. Is that what Warren Buffett says?
Yeah, and your money's making you money. That's what's important.
Yeah. Yep. So I'm kind of excited. But yeah, guys, that's, basic. If you want to go further and get further steps, I know Marcus can help you, do that to go further. You guys can reach out to him on Twitter, I think he said.
Yeah. StockMob number 11.
Yep. Say it again.
StockMob number 11. StockMob and the number 11.
Right. Or you could DM him here on Facebook, because I know he teaches a lot of people how to get to their portfolio. It's probably even best so that way he could, answer your questions, after you set it up. So when they get into their account, they want to set up did they ask what type of brokerage account you wanted to set up? I think the
Yeah,
individual.
in the beginning, yeah, the individual account.
Okay. Yeah. Do y'all want to see it? Look, now this is you want to show them, well, I can show y'all around my account. There's nothing in here but like
Go ahead.
two things that I should have traded. It's kind of like a day trading thing, but I'm a long-term investor. I need to stop I'm not a day trader at all. Yeah. So let me share my screen, and that way they can just kind of see around what it will look like. You can walk us through. All right, can you see?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right, so you can see that these are, wait, I have two stocks in this one, I think.
I had NO.
Yeah, I should have sold it though. I
got that back in 2018, I think.
All right, so show me around because I haven't really played around.
So go to click on watch list right below that. Go back to the left, right on their accounts. Yeah, right. Watch list.
Okay, yeah. Watch list.
Did you click on it? Yeah. So this is where people can add what stocks they want to watch. You can just enter the symbol, like enter AAPL. PL.
PL. Is that Apple?
Yeah. You can add it in this way, like whatever stock you want to look out for. This is how you add it to your watch list, and you can label your watch list. Like I have one that says cannabis, I have one that says biotech, I have one that says penny stocks. You can customize it and label it whatever you want to label it. That we can kind of keep an eye on what it's doing in the market, how much it's going up or down. If you see something that's steadily going up, you kind of want to hop into it.
Awesome. So yeah, you can also click on it and you can see how the company did. Where's their this is kind of like all of their information as a company, and then you have the parts. Mm-hmm. This stuff. Oh my gosh, do you teach that as well? How to
charting. That is more advanced. I can show people what indicators I use and all that, but we got to get to the basics first.
Right. So what would you tell people to look at, and how would you encourage somebody to pick a stock?
The most simple thing I could say when it comes to a chart is look for something that is trending up. Over, like zoom out, like go 6 months, a year, 5 years when you're on the chart. Mm-hmm. And you want something that's trending up. You know what I mean? You don't want anything that's trending downward, because of course it's probably gonna keep dropping. The price is probably gonna keep dropping. Like if you go to Microsoft, you'll see that Microsoft has been going up since 99 or something like that. You know what I mean? So that should tell you that Microsoft is probably going to continue to going up for the next 20, 50, whatever years.
All right, so I went to the chart. If you guys see these numbers up here, this is when you want to look at the chart, you click on the 5-year chart and it'll mm-hmm. So you can see what he's talking about when everything is trending up. I think this opened up in a different window though when I clicked on it. Did it do it?
Did it?
Wait, this is like, I don't know.
Click on large chart right there. Yeah, it's probably opened up in a different window.
Yeah, it just opened up in a different window. Let's see the large chart. I think this is, wait, no, here it is right here. Is it showing?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, there you go. So if I click on 5-year, this is what you're talking about. You can see.
It's not, the chart's not very big. It's like, I don't know what happened. It's like minimized.
Let's see. How about now?
No, it's still the same.
Um, oh yeah, that is tiny. Oh, let's see. Like a half size. What is that about? Let's see if it goes now. Hmm, that is so weird.
Yeah.
Okay, there it is.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so yeah, you see right here, 2017 to 2021, it's got that trend. It's trending upwards the whole time. Of course, you're going to see dips. That's what the stock market is buying and selling. So you're going to see these dips. But overall, you see how it trended up. Like one thing I get on people about a lot, especially some of my family members, is the tax return.
Mm,
Every year we're like dying to get to tax return season. Okay, you making it happen, or you're making it work however you're making it work up until tax return.
mm-hmm.
So take your whole tax return, invest it in 2017, and look where you're at in 2021. You know what I mean? Like, just figure it out. We have to figure it out. We know how to survive. That's one thing we do know how to do.
I know
We
that.
know we know how to. Let's just take 1 year where we don't blow it on a couch, a TV, a car that we're not going to be able to buy the plates for.
Mm,
All right, and just put it up into something, and then I guarantee you by the following year it would have doubled. It's going to double depending on what you put it into, but most stuff is going to double. And
that's
just
right.
and then you can pull it back out. Let's say you get $5,000 from your tax return. Put the five in. All right, the following year when it doubles, pull that original five back out and leave whatever your profit is in there. Now you're not emotionally connected because it's all profit. You know what I mean? The other 5 grand that you made, it's all profit. Just let it grow. Let it do what it do. And now you can go buy you a couch.
Exactly. No, I agree. I have a strategy for debt, but this is a strategy for compounding wealth. I put a post last week that said, pay yourself first. Oh my gosh, you would have thought I told people to go jump off of a bridge because
Yeah,
I told them to pay themselves first. And if you look at any of the gurus that we look up to when it comes to building wealth, that is the number one thing that they're going to tell you is
yeah,
that you need to pay yourself first. So if you're looking at Robert Kiyosaki, if you're looking at David Bach, if you're looking at the Budgetnista, I don't care who it is, Michelle Singletary, they all say pay yourself first. And
yeah,
so, I had to I'm still feeling some kind of way. Like, why are y'all attacking me? It's not saying that your bills aren't going to get paid, but you need to prioritize, the people yourself. You go to work
yeah,
for 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 hours a week, and you can't pay yourself 1 hour out of that week. You can't pay yourself 2 hours out of the week or whatever it is. We have to prioritize ourselves and our families because these big corporations, they're going to get bailed out by the
yeah.
federal government.
Oh yeah.
We're not getting bailed out. They gave you $1,200 last year, and then when did the second check hit? All the way, it was like a long time, right? So I mean, I know people are getting unemployment, but man, if I had to live on that unemployment, I wouldn't make it.
Listen, listen. You know how many people made money last year? So many people got filthy rich last year, and a lot of us didn't. So many people got filthy freaking rich. I mean, even I took my portfolio up to a crazy amount, and people didn't even know. Like when the whole coronavirus hit off, right? Somebody on my Facebook was like, "Hey, are there any companies that are making these masks that are public?" I was like, "Whoa!" So in February, I looked up whatever companies that were publicly traded that made masks, invested in them, boom,
Mm,
took off. But how many
yeah,
people didn't even know about that?
it's
They didn't,
exactly because
you know
they
what I mean?
didn't know they only have a portfolio set up. So you
They
gotta
didn't even
get
have
your
portfolio
portfolio
set up.
set up.
Yeah.
Yep,
Get your
that's true.
portfolio set up so you don't miss out on GameStop, so you don't miss out on AMC. You know how many millionaires were made off GameStop and AMC? You know how many millionaires were made off of Dogecoin? That's cryptocurrency.
Mm-hmm.
People pay $1,000 for Dogecoin and made 7 million, $3 million. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like we are always missing out. We missed out in '08. I was a little too young. Missed out in '08 when everything crashed. People got rich in '08 off of that. People were buying real estate at bargain prices. People who had it. You know, people in the stock market made a killing because everything went on sale. Every company went on sale. And the people who had it, they bought up. And now in 2021, filthy rich. But we are always missing on that because we're living for tomorrow and the end of the week. We don't want to take the time to build at all. At all.
Well, you know, another thing we got to do is we got to stop making everything a scam. Just because we don't know it. When somebody introduces something to you that's new, go research it. That's what you can do. You know, hey, we scrutinize the pastors all day, but you got a Bible right there in your hand. You can read, you know, read it for yourself. But you could go and scrutinize them. Go online, do your Google, do your Bing, whatever your favorite search engine is, and look up the information for yourself. Then go back and question them. You know, instead of just flat out saying everything's a scam.
That that is so. You know what? I had a post that got a lot of attention, right? And it was about stocks portfolios. And this lady was, they asked me for my social security. I don't trust this. Who is this? Blah blah blah. I'm like, this is the government. That's who it is. This is government regulated. The SEC. Like, come on. Yeah, we think we you know why? But you know why though? Like, come on, we're traumatized. we're traumatized, right? You know what I mean? We got to hold on to every little dollar we have. You know what I mean? So I mean, I get it, but come on, we got you know what they say. The difference is between successful and unsuccessful people. It's not how smart one is versus the other. It's who takes the risk, who takes the bigger risk. That's all it is.
And advice, you know, sometimes even if you are the smartest person in the room, what I've heard is that you still need to be quiet. Be quiet and listen to what other people have to say. And that's why with my show, the Cash Flow Convo podcast, I want all kinds of people on here because guess what? Money slips through all of our hands. We all have money, but yet this is something we're not taught. We're not taught this in school. And I'm an educator, y'all. Look, I'm telling y'all, they're not teaching me. They're not teaching these students. Now, there's some platforms and some people, some schools and districts who are partnering with different companies and to get more financial literacy. But I think just with myself, in the 2 years that I've been doing financial literacy, I had 2 degrees. There was still stuff that I didn't know. I know people who graduate with finance degrees and as a bachelor's, and there's still basic information that we don't learn. And that's crazy. I mean, can you 2 degrees? You telling me I done spent over $40,000 worth of degrees and y'all didn't teach me basic financial literacy?
Yep.
What the W-4 is all about, how to maximize my taxes, business literacy, all kind of stuff. But you will teach me how to get a job from K to 12. You will celebrate every holiday from K to 12 and teach me how to spend my money, but you won't teach me how to save it. I even say, I'm a Christian and everything, but even in church, you got to teach us something more than just giving. We need to know the other side of that. Of not just giving to everybody else. We need to be able to give to ourselves, pay ourselves first, and how to use this compound interest rate. And so, look, I'm gonna get off my little horse as I can, but So we just need to do better. I want so much better for people, but it is very hard to get people out of their stubborn ways. I argue and fight down with just my family. I'm like, God, look. Don't get more debt. If you're trying to get out of debt, don't get more debt.
Yo, speaking of family, this look, have a meeting with 13 of you, 10 of you, 15 of you, 20 of you. Start an investment club. Like, yo, let's pool our money, even if it's just $10 from each of us a month. Let's pool that and let's go in on something. Whether it's a hard asset or a liquid asset. Let's put our money together and go into something. Right? You think about the wealthy families out there, the Rothschilds and Rockefellers. There are no Black wealthy families. And let me tell you something, $1 billion, after I read the books I read, $1 billion ain't nothing. You don't impress me no more. You got $1 billion, you do not impress me anymore.
Okay, so
these cats out here got $130 billion, $38 billion, $58 billion. Your billion ain't nothing, especially because of the wealth gap between white America and Black America. It's like the difference is like $100 trillion.
Yep.
We're worth altogether $3 trillion. They are worth altogether $100-some trillion. So I don't want to hear that you balling because you got a billy. It don't mean nothing to me no more. Show me 78 billion.
Woo. Look, he is trying to upgrade all of us.
And you know
Upgrade.
what? It's out there for us to take. If we stop doing certain practices, it is out there for us to take.
We need to spend more within our community.
Mhm.
And I know that is hard because of there is the disparities, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you gotta be, I say, I kind of liken it to, you know, what Martin Luther King did with the bus boycott. You have to
Yeah.
be willing to march. You know how long they marched? They marched over a year. They
Mhm.
walked everywhere, from church, from home to school to work. They walked everywhere. You got to be able to pass up in your neighborhood and go to the one, you know, like it has to be that deep. But until we get, you know, willing to do that, you know, because even myself, I said, you know, I love everybody, but I would like to see the wealth gap in my culture to do
Yeah.
better. I would like to see us working together. I
Yeah.
was listening to Boyce Watkins, I was telling you earlier today, and he was
Yeah.
talking about, you know, we got to start talking about our Black kings and queens better, because though we need to be marrying each other, because you got to build wealth. He was like, you know, we can't just think of now and 1 year or 2 years ahead. What's your 100-year plan for your family's generational
Yeah.
wealth? Yes, you won't be here, but guess what? If you got baby boy at age zero, and you start building a platform for him, if he lives to 80, you know, 100 or whatever, you know, that wealth can be passed on. And I always say family wealth that sticks is with the family, because, you know, when you look at these dynasties and you think about old dynasties and empires, it was
Yeah.
always kept within the family. They always wanted that heir. They did not want it to go outside of the family.
Exactly.
And so
Exactly.
we have to look at how powerful it is building wealth inside the family. So we need to have our babies.
Yeah.
We need to be marrying and stop
Uh-huh.
being single out here.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, you know, and build the family wealth. We got to open it up and actually talk about these things. Don't feel ashamed if you don't have a portfolio. Marcus showed you how to start one. Get started. If you have questions, DM him. Okay, DM him. I'm gonna tag him in this post as well, so that way you know how to reach out. But his Twitter is there as well. But you know, so look, I thank you for being on the show. Go ahead. You have any parting words before we end?
Look here, this book right here, Generational Wealth. I don't know if you guys can see this. All right, these are my parting words. Generational wealth, like that's what it is. Pass down your stocks to your descendants and their descendants. That's how, and so they can get these dividend checks, so they can pay, you know, so they can get paid just for holding stocks and pay their mortgage and their car note or whatever. You know, that's how people on HGTV like, oh, I'm a librarian, but our budget is $800,000. You're like, what? No, they got a portfolio handed down to them from probably their great grandparents. That's how they live in these mansions, and they don't have to physically, like, from their work check pay mortgage. They're getting dividend checks of $30,000 every 3 months. But it starts with us and investing in stocks that pay dividends. So we're going to pass it down and pass it down and pass it down and pass it down, so that, you know, our descendants in the future, they don't have to worry about struggling and living week to week. So those are my parting words.
All right, King. Look, that's fantastic, because how you said about the family wealth, get together, get 13 people from the family.
Yeah.
What if the trust owned those, y'all? And the trust had a scholarship for your own family. And then we don't have to worry about walking across the stage with diplomas and debt. Our kids are just walking across the stage with diplomas. If you invest in dividend stocks, that could pay for education. You know, we just got to start planning. We got to start talking and
Yeah.
stop being silent about this money thing. So look, we thank
Yeah.
y'all. If you're on the replay, make sure you comment, tag the on replay, and we'll look forward to it. But that is it for today. We appreciate you. We appreciate the Blackout Coalition for letting us go live in here. And
Yeah.
I am that is it. So thank you. I appreciate for you being on today, and I'm just looking for anybody else. We might have to do another one. You can show us another step by step, you know, sometime in the future. But
Yeah.
you all please reach out to Marcus Doss and get your portfolio set up. and ask him any questions about the stock market that you would like. And I'm pretty sure.
And if they're in St. Louis, I will be doing live classes. If you're in St. Louis, Missouri, you up in person. So, yeah.
All right, I love it. I love it. That is wonderful. St. Louis. Let me be quiet because I don't know much about it. I've been up there once. So,
yeah.
All right, y'all take care and have a great day.